everyone, Geeks here once again for another Constantiam base tour. Today I am going to take you on a bit of a tour around a base that I was part of called Aurora Seas. Aurora Seas was a relatively short-lived base. The first person arrived at Aurora Seas early May, and it was unfortunately found and griefed on July 23rd, 2018. So only about 10-11 weeks was this base actually running, but we had an awful lot of fun here and we were very active and there was a lot of building going on. So I would say that this is probably going to be a two-part series or two-part tour because there's quite a lot for me to go through and for me to give some of the builds justice. It's going to take a little bit of time. So I'm going to start the tour off at Leo's flower farm, and as we go through the builds you will see why we needed flower farms. This is fantastic. Chuck a little bit of bone meal in here and flick a switch and bingo, you have heaps and heaps of flowers. Absolutely one of the best things, and again, as you see as we go through the builds, it was definitely needed. Now I'm just going to quickly zoom over here. Now just over here we have Gib's build area. Now he ended up taking this down, so while the download shows this build, it wasn't at the base. He had started building a temple in this area. He had torn it all down, but his original idea had been for an Asterisk style village. So you can see the Great Hall there and these little bit areas here. There's not an awful lot of detail on them at this point because again he was tearing it down in order to make his new build, but I just thought I would quickly show that off. Inside here he's actually got quite a neat fireplace. So, and over here we have Bammerbeast's area, which took forever to be mined out. Quite a trooper in mining all of this out. Again, unfortunately, we don't get to see what this would have ended up being as the build had only really just started. But I'm sure it would have been epic. Bammer is just an amazing builder. If you haven't seen it on 2B, he has been part of some great bases and the builds are showing off there. So now we're going to come across, and you can see a bit of a sneak peek of the rest of the base. Now there is more than what you can see in this render distance, so that's why it's going to take me more than one episode to get through it all, because this part that we're coming up to just here, which is Varga's, this whole part, that little bit of a village there and this part here is all Varga's. Just going through Varga's area is probably going to take us the first episode completely. She is just a machine when it comes to getting builds out. It's amazing how the speed that she works, and how beautiful the builds are. Like, this is just gorgeous. All the beautiful colours mixed in with the sandstone. This little oasis part that she's got at the front. Now actually no, I'll do it later. There was another one off to the side, but I'll show that later, which we need to sort of, oops, stuck. No, there we go. So much detail involved in this pyramid. It's actually, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. I may get a little bit lost in here. There's so many little nooks and crannies in the temple. So we've got this little area down below, which come in through here. And in here we have a little nano farm. So that enables you to be able to get some carrots and bits and pieces if you want to trade with the villagers, and the villagers are all up in the area. However, in saying that, when we head on upstairs, you will see that this was not needed after a while. Again, nice details on the walls and bits and pieces. That's just the other side that goes into there. So inside of here we have the trading hall. Now, unfortunately, the villagers don't seem to have come through, but in here we had some fairly good villagers. I think we had a mending, yep, there we go, mending villager for 10, so that is pretty important. We didn't have any dupes at this base, and unfortunately a lot of us had lost stuff from the Nexus griefing, so it was handy to have some pretty good villagers here. I know that I was very short on pickaxes and things and shovels and stuff, so I definitely used these villagers to get myself by. A little tiny room in here. I think this just goes to the outside of the temple, if I'm right. Yes. Oops, oops, no. Yeah, it's just up into one of the towers. Again, we need to see some more of the detail of the build. And I think that, oh, now I'm getting lost. Down, so you can see that all the minecart tracks here. The villager breeding area, I think I may have missed. I think it was downstairs here. Yep, here we go, down here. So Dmonki created the villager breeder. He actually ended up doing a couple of versions of them. I don't know if I can get into the breeder itself. Oh my god, this looks scary. Somewhere inside of here is the villager breeder, and then the villagers would come through and you could, I don't know, there was a way of us being able to get the villagers either into the trading hall or separate them out so that we could utilise them in our builds or around our builds if we wanted to, but I'm not exactly sure how that worked. Dmonki is a genius with this stuff. Okay, so let's go back upstairs again. As I said, I might get a little bit lost in here. So this is, I'll head on around the back just so you can see a little bit more detail of where Varg was going. And again, this is a griefed base, so we didn't get to complete all of our builds, but you can see that she was starting to do a really neat sort of coloured area around the outsides. We head out here again, you'll see a little bit of an oasis. I think out the front there was a little beach area down here. Oh no, it's over there. We'll see that later. This is her little oasis area here. I'm just going to fly over the top so that we can firstly get in down the bottom, because we need to see something down the bottom, and just to show off the Sphinx as well. Now again, he's not completed. I'm pretty sure he was completed when the base was found, that his head was all in place. She hasn't got anything on the inside of this now, but usually Varga's builds are multifunctional, so I'm sure she would have had plans for the inside there. Where I wanted to take you was down into the sneaky little entrance here. Well, as sneaky as it can be with an arrow leading you into it. But just some more beautiful details on the inside of her pyramid. So she's got some cactus over there. These are, again, this is what I meant by the nano farm wasn't needed for very long, because we have the, oh, there are villagers in here. We have the villagers in here with the carrot farm, potatoes, wheat. We've also got pumpkin and melon farm and sugarcane. So very, very functional. Again, nice little seating area, nice and calm. Place I can get thunder and lightning. Let's clear the weather. Constantly having to clear weather on these downloads. So then again, beautiful details there. It just goes to show that even if you're working with sandstone, you don't have to add heaps of extra blocks in order to bring a real bright colour into it. Like there's a lot of different books there, but it's not a huge heap to make it look really pretty and colourful. Bit of a storage area back here, but that's really pretty. Again, even up here you can see the detail in Varga's builds. Just that attention to detail is just amazing. Amazing. So, oops, another little area. Jeeping station. items for next dupe. Now this is Varga. She's always prepared. However, we again, we didn't have a dupe at this base. There was no dupe for us to utilize in the time that it was here. I wish we had a dupe, because I can tell you now there is a area way over there in the desert where I spent an awful lot of time getting sand in order to make concrete. Sand and gravel. It's a little bit sad. So, is that an upside down chicken? It is an upside down chicken. That's hilarious. So this little area is Varga's Japanese village. So it was originally a normal village, and she converted a normal plains village, and she converted it into a Japanese themed village. So while this build is her build originally, and there are some extra builds in here which she did herself, some of them are, as you can see with this one here, converted villager homes. So let's pop on into cute flower. Let's hop on into her house. Now the banner you can see up here was the Aurora Seas banner. It is basically the sun setting over the ocean. Flower garden, cats and parrots and puppies everywhere. Wouldn't be a Varga build without the armor stands and the armor. Very nice. Again, the use of the terracotta in here is really pretty. Just combined that with is it concrete or hardened clay? Let's have a looky here. Concrete. Very nice. Even this is the downside to sort of building in a desert area, is that your leaves look a little bit brown instead of nice and green, but still a nice effect having those two leaf blocks on top of the anvil there. So we head on up here. We've got a little bit of an enchanting area, storage area, and then up here we can head on. Oops, where's the door? Where's the door? We can head on into the bedroom. And what a view for this bedroom. All the glass panes so you can see straight out into everything. So over here you can actually see the beach area that I was referring to before. So you can come sit out here and sit on the lounge, and over here you can actually see, this is again a Varga edition, a couple of koi, lily pad, more flowers, and this beautiful mosaic design. So pretty amazing. A little bit more of a sneak peek over there of stuff that's there. Spoiler alert. So that's just absolutely gorgeous. And when you did the map of this area, it was a nice little addition on there. Let me just have a looky. I'm in creative, so oops. Let's go search for a map. Make sure I'm in the chunk. And so it's unfortunate it's not all completely in the one map, but you can see how pretty that looks. It's very nice. You can see she's done some more flowers over there. So back into her village proper. Let's go down. So she's just gone through, and this one's probably not as overly decorated, but some of these, if you go into them, like this one here, they're set up as lounges, carpets. She's got the bookshelves, nice again, little cozy area to come and relax in. So more of the multifunctional areas, nice little pergola style set up here, pretty custom tree, and this is where she kept all her sheep and wool. Nice little barn style archway over the top. I'm always impressed with people that can do this style of pathways and things like that. I just can't do this randomness. It just doesn't sit well. It's my style of building. Nice little area here. In memoriam, the golem who gave his life. Ooh, Must have been a golem that died in here. In here, nice banners. Varga loves her banners as well. It's kind of cool. So we have our enchanting setup. There's all the enchanting things. All the different chests. Secret attic up this way. What's up here? Ah, more chests. More chests! I was tricked. So again, very beautiful. Got the little lounge so you can sit there and watch other people enchant. Over here is another Varga feature, which is her flower and dye shop, and it is basically so you can come here and bone meal your double flowers. So I think, oops, oh my god, I'm pushing the Q button instead of the W button all the time. So you could click this, and if there was bone meal in there, the bone meal would spit it out, and you would end up with your dye down the bottom here. You can see all the complicated redstone stuff that she had in behind there. So very, very pretty. You've been in there. Now I think while I am here, before we end the video off, just because I know this is going to take us a little bit of a while to get through the rest of the builds as well, I might just pop over here, and again you can see all the flowers that have been used. Might pop over to Dmonki's house and just have a quick little look inside Dmonki's house. Dmonki's banner up there. Now he did have his horse sitting up here. And again, it's not come through in the download. Let me just get a little bit of a view of his build. Very nice. Plonk on in here, and this little kitchen area. Now I know Dmonki had a couple of issues with a fire at one point in time, and I came in here and visited one day and half of his floor had disappeared. He had to rebuild it, so I'm not quite sure where that fire started or how it started, whether or not it was a lightning strike. Nice little bar area here. Sit up here and have a drink. Your little computer desk. Nice little compact apartment, and again a beautiful view out on his balcony. And up here I think it's the bedroom. Yes, got the bed's there, lovely little fireplace, again a little desk. So I don't know what, a wardrobe style thing. That's a drawers, the set of drawers, and that's the drawer being opened. Very clever, Dmonki. Very nice. The love nest. What was going on up here? Very, very nice build. I've always loved Dmonki's builds, and a nice view out the back. So, I think that... do I have... No? Oh, what's down here? There's a little storage area down here. There's something that was coming here. If I turn that on, what happens? He had a furnace set up. Sneaky, sneaky. I don't think I came down here before. This is kind of cool. What is this? I don't know. But it looks cool. I'm sure it had a purpose. Does this... That's where he was hiding all his shulkers. I wonder if that's what it was. He had a shulker sitting there. And maybe if you... I don't know. It looks fancy. I'm no good with redstone stuff. But it looks fancy. Very pretty use of all the temple style blocks. A cute little basement. Never spotted that before. That door hid it. See, this is what happens when you attempt to go out the back door. There wasn't actually a back door. So I think I am going to try and squeeze in, hello Mr. Skeleton, just going to try and squeeze in one more build. Now, again, because I'm just a little bit worried that when I go to part 2, I'm going to run out of time again in order to show it off. So just quickly, this was going to be our main storage area. The building itself was built by Leo, and Mbash was on the inside creating the storage. You can see all the redstone here. That was going to be all part of his storage. This looks like an item elevator, maybe not, maybe it was just a central area, but Mbash was busy working in here. Some really pretty details in the walls on this. Again, unfortunately incomplete, and yeah, why not? And this is Leo's concert hall. So you could come in here and you could sit along here and listen to the note box play. Now again, I need to remember how I can make this work. I don't think I can because I don't remember how. Wasn't there a button or a lever or something? Or you kind of needed to fly to use it, surely. Was there a button in here? You purchase your tickets. Coat check. No, I have absolutely no idea how to make this work. Ah. You had to load a song into it. Oh, you can. Yeah, no. I'm not going to do that, but anyway, this was an area you could come in and listen to music on all the note blocks, and it was fancy and stuff. So, there we go. So there we go. We've quickly plonked in a couple of extra cute little note block banners there. We've quickly squished in a couple of extra builds at the end of this to try and make it easier for me to get everything fitted into the next tour vid. But in the meantime, thank you very much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed seeing some of Aurora Seas, and that you will join me again next week for Aurora Seas Tour Part 2. You have a great day.